Hello, and welcome to Sick Myth. I hope you'll find today's topic to be informative and fascinating. I really appreciate everyone tuning in and supporting my channel. I am determined to finish this series, even if it kills me. The past couple weeks have just been crazy busy. On top of all that, I tested positive for COVID a few days ago, so I'm slowly starting to feel like myself again. So I'm going to try to power through this segment and deliver on my promises. You've all been patiently waiting. I'm stuck at home crawling the walls, so here we go. This is part 4 of a 5-part series. Please enjoy. About a mile from Center City, Wilkes-Barre, at the bustling corner of North Sherman, Spring, and Pine Streets, once stood the Delaware and Hudson Coal Company's Baltimore Mine. 450 workers were employed at the mine in its heyday. Mining had changed significantly by the 1900s, thanks to great technological advances such as motorized equipment and electricity. These developments enhanced productivity and efficiency, but the mines were no safer or less dangerous. The coal mining industry in the early 1900s was riddled with safety violations, leading to frequent and deadly accidents, including roof collapses, explosions, and fires, with thousands of miners losing their lives annually. Furthermore, miner unions successfully bargained for higher wages and less hours. After tempestuous union negotiations, one of the new advantages miners earned would ironically prove deadly, especially in the case of the Baltimore Tunnel explosion, which occurred on June 5, 1919. Less than a year before the disaster, workers had been permitted to ride in motorized mine cars rather than having to walk many dangerous miles into the shafts at the start of their workday. A stipulation of this new privilege, if you will, was that at least one mine car would be used to transport black blasting powder into the mines. On the morning of June 5, 1919, more than 100 miners were riding the cars into the tunnel, along with one car full of black blasting powder. The events I'm about to outline are slightly subjective, based on several different theories I've reviewed during my analysis. So, as always, I encourage you to do your own research and draw your own conclusions. Testimonies of survivors of the accident suggested that the likely cause was a loose power cable or short circuit in a wire coming into contact with the mine cars, although a later investigation suggested that a spark from an open flame could have ignited the powder. Based on survivor testimony, here is what likely happened. About 200 feet from the entrance of the mine, the power cable's sparks detonated the powder, causing a horrific explosion. Flames were drawn into the ventilation shaft, engulfing the mine cars, transporting the workers down into the tunnel. Nearly 100 men were blistered beyond recognition. Most of the victims suffocated from smoke inhalation and were burned to death in front of the mine. Survivors could only watch in horror, listening to the agonizing shrieks of their coworkers and friends as they lay dead or dying. As the injured and dead were removed from the mine, ambulances and doctors arrived slowly, since the accident happened at such an early hour and they had to be woken up. Grieving citizens gathered near the entrance of the Baltimore Tunnel shortly after the disaster for a special mass. Many could only shake their heads in disgust, knowing that the accident was preventable. 92 miners were killed in the explosion. At least 44 were wounded, and only 7 miners escaped without injury. Dozens of victims were buried in a mass grave in the old St. Mary's Church of the Maternity, now merged with Our Lady of Hope Polish Catholic Cemetery, not far from the site of the tragedy. The Baltimore Tunnel Disaster is one of the worst mining accidents in history. In the aftermath, many questioned the laws regarding coal mining and inferred that safety regulations that were put in place at the time were not entirely followed. But the laws regarding safety practices were too ambiguous to impose any punishments. The official report done on the accident stated that it was not the mining company's fault, nor was it the miners, because the laws in place were ambiguous and the mining code did not apply to the new mining techniques. Other sources speak about the mining code of Pennsylvania being broken by sending workers into the mine with blasting powder in the same mine train as workers. Well, folks, I'd like to just highlight a book that I recently purchased at Barnes & Noble, Images of America, Mining Disasters of the Wyoming Valley. It's a pretty incredible book. There's a lot of incredible photographs as well, and the information in this book has been really helpful for me throughout the Catastrophe and Coal Country series. So I will include a link in the description if anyone's interested in learning a little more about mining disasters in the Wyoming Valley, Pennsylvania. Definitely pick up this book. Link in description. Thank you for watching part 4 of this series. Please stay tuned for part 5, where we explore the Knox Mine disaster of 1959. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching, and take care.